And what an honor and a privilege for us to go live onto our Facebook and YouTube channels to be able to just capture this moment and say a very good morning to Mr. Nico Kleynhans. Nico, thank you for your time, sir.
Hi, and hello to the listeners. The Christmas season is upon us. And as Christians, we develop multiple personalities this time of the year. Because on the one hand, we remember the birth of Christ, which did not occur in December, but we remember it now anyway. And then the commercialization happens because now everybody wants to spend and to buy, and we get caught up in this process. And every year we hope that our credit cards are going to survive this particular month.
Yeah. Now,
many of us want to also buy different kind of gifts this time of the year. And so we tend to go to Google, and we are then subject to the AI technology and clever marketing because we want special gifts. And then we usually Google something like, where are the Christmas markets? And then Google takes over, and it is a biased platform. And what I generally do is, which are the most popular Christmas markets? And I first start with which are the most popular ones in South Africa, and I see, are any within traveling distance of where I am? And then I pick one or two, and then I say which are the best in the Western Cape, and then which are the best in the city. Now, the people from Cape Gate Shopping Mall won this year because they managed to get most of the listings because they've got a market there that they claim has 300 specialist homemade gift manufacturers at their mall. And I'm going to go and give it a try and see whether they have anything special, because we've all got those relatives who are different, and we need to get them different kinds of gifts.
Are you speaking about me, Nico?
But I'm going to go and have fun, if nothing else. I'm going to go and have fun.
That's
so
it. Just
that's
to clarify,
going to
I'm not related to Nico.
And that's going to go and get some fun time for me to go shopping. I enjoy that kind of shopping and just see what has come out in the market. But I have recalled what it was like in the 1950s, because what my parents used to do was walk us down the North End in what was then known as Port Elizabeth, my sister and I, and then judging by our faces as we passed the shop windows and looked at all the toys, they decided what gifts we would get at Christmas time. Now, it took me 3 or 4 years to click. That was how Santa Claus decided what kind of gifts we were going to do. And once I got the formula right, we could at least influence the kind of gifts we were going to get. But today, I think it must be much more difficult, because the kids tend to want to go electronic today. And now it's which is the mobile, which is the electronic games, and the budget items become very different. The other decision we've got to make as a clan, because our house becomes the local clan headquarters, is what meats to buy, because again, at Christmas time, we overorder. We get too many meats. We cook enough food to last us for 3 days after Christmas. And every year we say we're not going to buy this much next year. And we know we are lying to ourselves. We're going to buy this much.
Absolutely.
We're going to cook. We're going to end up using far more electricity than we should be using. At least this year we've got solar power. That helps. And we're going to eat until we don't want to eat anymore. I've also placed the traditional Christmas pudding orders already. The lady who from East River bakes for us every year has already got the order. She will do what she has to do. And that will then be the traditional meal that we will have after everybody else has finished eating. But that's part of what our Christmas day will look like. But the question also that I'm getting this time of the year is next year going to be easier for me
Ooh,
and for our family?
good question.
Because for some people it's been difficult, especially
Very.
those who faced unemployment during the year.
Yeah,
They have real concerns. They've got real worries.
yeah.
And what I want to try and say, what you need to understand is that for those of us in the Western Cape, my answer would be very different if you were in the Eastern Cape or any of the other provinces. But I want to point out that the most successful Minister of Finance we've ever had in South Africa was in fact Trevor Manuel. And he had no experience as Minister of Finance. He went to President Mandela and he said, what must I do as the Minister of Finance? And Mandela said, create employment. That was it. I don't care what else you do, create employment.
Yeah.
So with that instruction, Trevor Manuel in 1 year created 500,000 jobs.
Sure, brilliant.
Nobody else has managed to do that.
Yeah.
And our credit rating as a result of that went up right up to category A. Our government debt dropped in his first year to 16% of gross national product. In other words, we looked at how much money South Africa earned. The government debt at that point was 16% of that figure.
Sure.
This year, government debt is 76%
Ouch.
of gross domestic product.
76.
Our taxes were lower in that first year of Trevor Manuel's reign than they've ever been in the history of South Africa. Now, while I criticize our present Minister of Finance, his situation is different to that Trevor Manuel faced.
True.
On the one hand, Trevor Manuel came into power without the hypocrisy that we have under the present ANC government. Because on the one hand, he has to keep factions of the ANC happy. And he doesn't have as clean a slate as Trevor Manuel had.
True.
But he does want a similar kind of thing, and he knows he's got to reduce government expenditure. And what the minister has decided with the president is that offer the people in government a package that they can take if they want to leave early. And that has happened. And those cabinet people, those senior government officials, will leave. Unfortunately, not enough government ministers want to leave, and certainly not deputy ministers who ought to leave are wanting to leave either. The other thing that has helped the Western Cape and will help the Western Cape is the fact that Americans are sitting with a president called Trump. He has had a meeting with his particular people, and they've said, sir, we can't generate the kind of products that you want us to generate in agriculture. And we are going to have to, whether you like it or not, buy oranges from South Africa. We have no choice. And we're going to have to buy nuts, macadamia nuts from that particular country. We buy from them or we buy from China. You choose. And as a result of that, we are now having an extra 10 billion rands worth of exports to that country.
Wow.
That counts in our favor.
Big time.
So there are a whole lot of things that will be better for next year, that will improve the quality of life, particularly in the Western Cape. And certainly the unemployment will go down. Our market rating will go up. The fact that we've already cut the cost of debt by another 0.25% means that those of us who have debt of more than R1 million, from this month, we've got R1,000 more a month in our pockets. There are changes that are coming. It does get better. And I'm more optimistic this time of the year than I was a year ago and 2 years ago. And with the election coming up, the ANC has made a remarkable statement. The future representatives have to be able to read. And they have to have some leadership experience if they want to be leaders. That, believe it or not, is actually some kind of progress.
That is scary.
I wish you well, folks. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Nico.